Acha, video ya mwisho. Ya mwisho. I promise.
The stories surrounding Grandpa Records are quite crazy and heartbreaking.
Mwaf.
Na hii podcast nimeiona mara mingi naenda kuifollow sasa nisikize hata kama episode moja.
Figure man. Figure fuck you man. Like for
Calm
real.
Calm down.
G like that man.
Calm down.
Grandpa ilikuwa label kubwa and then kuna tu some things zenye zili happen unapata management ndio haikuwa hapo unaona.
Exactly.
Running a stable in Kenya is one of the hardest things to do.
Exactly.
Because the moment you sign an artist, umekuwa baba yake, umekuwa mama yake. Yaani ni kama tu immediately ni kama tu umekatia dem Nairobi.
There's a lot of stories to cover, like what happened to Visita. Is Dogo Biggie still roaming the streets of Kisumu? Why did Grandpa Records stop making hits? But let us first go way back and find out why Grandpa Records was the biggest record label in Kenya.
Like, I'm just asking, you guys wrote it.
Maybe 8 months.
You see, yeah?
Before you fall off.
Hiyo fimbo inachapa watu.
Fimbo. Chapa watu.
As mentioned, Grandpa Records was one of the biggest music label in Kenya in 2013. In fact, it was once labeled the largest in East and Central Africa. This was before Diamond even had Wasafi. Grandpa Records revived the Kenyan music industry and gave Kenyans new hit songs.
Kwani music industry ya Kenya inashina ikirevive every few years. Si maintain tu
almost every week. However, constant conflicts with their artists made some of the artists to leave the label, and others just left under unclear circumstances. The label had artists like DNA, Ken Razy, Visita, Pizzo Dizzo, Majirani, Sosun, Ngangalito, Dogo Biggie. Are too many to mention. It was like a school of artists. The success of Grandpa Records did not happen by miracles. It was made possible by one man called Refiga, who had deep musical knowledge and connections cutting across Africa. Refiga, or Noah
across Africa. What?
Yusuf, was known for his signature walking stick, or we knew it as Fimbo. When he was coming up, social media was not that dominant like today, and artists had to depend on record labels to push their music. So Refiga curated a good plan to help artists push their music, and in 2009 he started Grandpa Records, a label that kickstarted the music careers of many artists in Kenya.
Exactly.
Initially, Refiga was an artist, and it is said that he was the first African artist to join YouTube in 2006.
Oh, Jeff, did you know? I'm the first artist to be on YouTube in Africa.
Says who?
What? Yes. Kimbelembele yangu ilinifikisha huko.
And those days, how were people uploading on YouTube? You send your video to San Francisco?
Yeah, no way. You see, I'm this kind of a person, like, when there's an opportunity or there's something new.
I need this kind of microphone.
I always want to try it out. So when I had this YouTube, I wanted to try it out. I tried out. I did not know I was the first one till last year. That's when I knew.
And if you don't believe it, this is proof. He posted this song called Kadumala in 2006 when YouTube was still new.
For its prime.
It was not a perfect song, but we understand it.
Terrible, but it's part of history, so it's gonna be remembered.
It was 2006, and Mr. Nice was also making such kind of songs. Anyway, when Refiga started Grandpa Records in 2009, Grandpa Records was located in the outskirts of Kibera, and this was to become the biggest record label and also home to the finest artists in Africa. Refiga's focus was on music, production, and management. And his strategies worked. According to DNA, who was also part of Grandpa Records, he worked with Refiga because he knew he was the man who was good at distribution. And Refiga was indeed a magician, because Maswali ya Polisi became an instant hit.
Tumemaliza Maswali ya Polisi, tumeshoot video Kibera. Then Ref of course sasa amecall watu wake.
Refiga did not just make Maswali ya Polisi a big hit. Almost every club, radio station, brothel, matatu was playing songs from
jamaa amesema brothel. Anajuaje brothel kwa anacheza hiyo ngoma? No. Ongori, explain yourself.
From Grandpa Records. Contrary to what some may say or think, Grandpa Records was not a one-hit wonder. This record label was on fire in the year 2013 up until 2015. It was churning out big
Karibuni Danioni Dante.
hits with their Kapuka club sound. One of their biggest songs at the time was this song called Fimbo ya Pili, Fimbo Chapa, that featured several artists. After its success, Grandpa Records decided to release another song called Fimbo ya Tatu.
I'm stealing that idea. Your visuals, your video.
Dawa ya Moto, which now featured new as well as established artists like Kendrazy, Visita, Waire, Dufla Diligon, Sosun, Chief Moses, and Bien from Sauti Sol. Another hit song is this track Kamualeo, which was a remix of the song Tojichanganya Kamualeo by Coast Star Kiddies. In the remix now, other artists jumped in like DNA, Waire, and Amilina. The delivery by all artists was short and punchy, and the dancers also did a good job. Despite the fact that the song was big, the allegations that Kiddies did not make a single coin from the track. Other big songs that were produced by the label was Quality Ka Hizo by Pizodizo, Mapepo by Visita, Tempo by Dufla Diligon, Bilikimo Mkora by Kendrazy, Kukumbukeko by Majirani,
official music video
and many other hit songs. After dominating the Kenyan music industry for quite some time, artists began deserting the stable, and some artists' lives changed for the worst. The once big record label was scrambling to get attention, and the Fimbo was not caning anymore. Way back in 2014, the allegations that the stable's management was extorting and exploiting artists. One of those artists is Dogo Bigi, an orphan and a young artist who featured in the song Chapa Fimbo ya Pili. This
potential iko hapa. Muna killing talent za Kenyans kwa nini? Sasa kijana sasa angefaa kukuwa anatuambia nyinyi vijana you broke. You broke. Soche basi ataseke. Acha apata na shida za watu wako na pesa jamani.
It was not the only song Dogo did. He also had other songs like Pesa and Moyo Wangu. Dogo Bigi was spotted by a journalist called Joab Mwaura, who took him to Grandpa Records to record his song Moyo Wangu. Despite the success of the song, Dogo Bigi did not enjoy his time at Grandpa Records. He came out claiming how the stable was underpaying his artists and threatening them. He went on to call Refiga a liar, as Refiga made a statement saying that his sponsor Joab was using the boy to solicit for money from well-wishers. Refiga also claimed that he had an artist who was ready to pay for Dogo Bigi's school fees, but Dogo refuted the claims and said Refiga never offered to take him to school, and added that he was the one paying for the school fees with money from shows and a little help from Joab. In the same year, Kiddies was the first artist to ditch the record label after a bitter fallout with the owner of the label, and in 2018, he gave out details of what happened during his stay at Grandpa Records at an interview on the 10 over 10 show.
You started out with Grandpa Records, and
usitaje Grandpa.
No, I have to ask the question.
It's no more.
Because a lot of people have left.
Yeah.
Kendrazy, Visita. I mean, there's been like an exodus. So what are your thoughts on that?
So that ni kwamba tulikuwa tunapewa chai bila sukari pale. Shida tupu.
Nini?
Yaani ulikuwa unapewa chai. Unaona? Bwana chai ya rangi inakuwaga chungu, si ndio? Ikiwekwa sukari inakuwa imevaporate. Kwa hivyo Grandpa Records nilikuwa napewa chai bila sukari.
Nini?
Sawa bana. Now, I was the first to withdraw myself from that record label. I was the first.
So Kenyan, you can just withdraw yourself from a record label. Hakuna contracts zinakaaje machu?
Kwa sababu I've been in this industry for more than 16 good years, since 2002. So niliona mbali, nikatoka, waliobaki wakasema Mswahili wa Mombasa ana njaa. Wao wakatoka wakanipigia. Nikamwambia bro vipi? Uliniambia nina njaa. What's wrong with you bro? Umepewa ile chai nilipewa? Welcome to Urayani.
Karibu grounds.
DNA also ditched Grandpa Records under unclear circumstances. In an interview with Willie M. Tuva, DNA revealed that he wanted to go solo. Grandpa CEO Refiga said that DNA was not interested in renewing his contract, but his songs were still going to be released as per the contract. Another storm hit the stable in 2015, when Majirani came out claiming he has never made a penny from his song, Hivyo Ndo Kunaendanga. And the song even featured Kendrazy and Visita. In response, the figure emailed scanned copies of an agreement between Majirani and the stable, showing that actually the proceeds from the song were to be shared on a 50-50 basis between the label and the singer. According to Refiga, Majirani's beef is that people acknowledged Kendrazy and Visita more, and that's why he was bitter. Majirani will later apologize via his Facebook page and even saying that he respects Refiga because he made him to be Majirani. He will later drop another song called Tukumbukeko. Grandpa Records continued facing more and more troubles as Kendrazy and Visita and so soon also left the record label, and they went ahead to do a diss track called Toroka, which was a diss song to Grandpa Records, as Visita is heard saying huko tulishatoka, walishafunikwa, sasa wanangorota, meaning that after they ditched the record label, it went into slumber and eventually died. According to Kendrazy, he faced many challenges at Grandpa Records, but never provided exact details. On the other hand, Refiga said that he fired Visita is second in power because he was lazy, dishonest, and unreliable, something that Visita said was a tactic to tarnish his name. Visita later gave out his reasons why he quit the label, saying the real reason he left the record label was because he felt oppressed while at the stable. He also said that many labels are pretending to sign artists, yet they were not genuine. Visita was not done with Grandpa Records, and in December 2016, he made this video cussing out all the artists that were signed to Grandpa Records.
Tuheshimu industry mazee. You know what? DNA, Kendrazy, Kiddies, everybody, I'm gonna do my thing.
Grandpa Records was not happy with this video, and in the same month, the record label threatened to sue him. First, the record label claimed Visita had an alleged debt of 134,000 Kenyan shillings. The record label also issued a demand letter to Visita to cease and desist from making statements regarding the record label and its creative director, Refiga. Fast forward to 2023, Kasipul, who was also part of Grandpa, revealed why Visita and Kendrazy music careers ended. According to Kasipul, Visita and Kendrazy were too proud after they became famous, and this resulted in their downfall.
Visita na Kendrazy walikuwa at some point walikuwa disrespectful. Aje walifika kiwango ustayle waingia kichwa. Wakaanza kuvimba kama kiboko. Nikaambia Refiga watoto toa mkono wawache. Na kweli tangu watolewe mkono ndugu yangu wanaona shida ndugu yangu. Wakiwa Grandpa walikuwa wanavaa viatu mpya kila siku. Sasa hii boxer haziko zinanuka.
Nini?
Visita as expected responded and said this about Kasipul and Oga Obina.
Na angaona hao vijana wawili wameketi chini baada ya kunyonya vizuri wanaongea juu yangu. Kasipusi. Kasipusi anajua box yangu inanuka. Kasipusi juaje? Ulijuaje Kasipusi? Ogaudi.
Anyway, Dufla Diligon and Jean
That's totally childish.
Ideal also followed suit and quit the label. But it also refused to reveal details as to why they left. Dufla surfaced in 2018 during this interview on 10/10 and said he quit Grandpa Records because his contract had ended.
Yeah, naongelea tu kunihusu kwa sababu unajua siwezi jua wengine, kila mtu ana reason yake. Mimi as in contract yangu iliisha na hatukuwa na plan yote ya kurenew contract. So na unajua lazima maisha yaendelee. Si ati kusema Grandpa bado imeisha, Grandpa bado yuko anaendelea na kazi. Ni contract yangu iliisha na hatukuwa na mipango yote ya kurenew, so nikaendelea mimi. Yes, haya.
So ni contract ilisha, no.
Contract ya hakuna ubaya.
No problem.
Wanataka drama, ndo wapata views. Kama watu chui.
Yes, haya.
Hakuna beef
For the blogs.
For the blogs.
Yeah.
Dufla was desisting from tainting the image of Refiga and Grandpa Records because this was the record label that molded him and boosted his musical career. This was evident in 2015 and 2016 when Dufla dominated the Kenyan music industry with his hit songs like Tempo and Biringisha, which were all produced by Grandpa Records. Jinedil also kept silent for a while, but she revealed during an interview with Mpasho in 2018 that her contract ended and she was not ready to renew her contract with Grandpa Records.
My contract ended.
Really?
Yes.
And okay, are you gonna keep it that simple? Because I know there's more to that, you know. Because we've also seen different.
Remember, Gina Ideal also had a big song called Rede, courtesy of Grandpa Records, which had a remix featuring Waire. After Gina Ideal and Dufla left the record label, now many people claimed that it was dead, but Refiga strongly dismissed those claims. He added that Grandpa Visions is bigger than any individual, and whoever feels bigger than the stable was free to walk away. The mass exodus of artists from Grandpa Records was a shocker, and Refiga became a subject of blame and criticism from his own artists and a section of the public. The drama and accusations did not stop Grandpa Records from launching new projects. Refiga still opened a branch in Rwanda as a way to enlarge the label services to artists and other partners across East Africa. Refiga even rebranded the recording label, and in 2017, Grandpa Records acquired a new face. During the rebranding, Grandpa Records unleashed a new logo, a new slogan, and the label's vision. A year later, after relaunching the record label, Refiga switched to real estate. On Instagram, the record label's account posted the new houses they were renting. The apartments were called Grandpa Suites, but it was not clear whether the houses belonged to Refiga or it was a partnership. In 2019, Grandpa Records faced a major setback when it was robbed and 1.5 million worth of equipment was stolen. The break-in happened.
So kamera mbili, microphone tatu na what? Microphone mbili, kamera tatu na lens 4. 1.5 million worth of equipment. Worth of equipment sasa ni vitu gani? Kama recording things.
Happened at night, and the thugs walked away with recording equipment that took the label years to acquire. In an interview on Citizen TV, Refiga said it was time for him to transition to other things. He had spent 23 years in the music industry, and he felt that it was time for him to quit. He was now in the process of bringing a new team on board to take the record label to the next level, as Refiga was taking part in charity activities in Kibra.
Mimi technically nilichukua break kutoka kwa mziki 3 years ago. Technically, but officially nili announce last year.
Yes.
What happened is ndoto ni nyingi.
Kweli.
Ndoto ni nyingi na nimekuwa kwa industry. Niliingia hapo nikiwa 17 years old. Nimekaa kwa hii game almost 23 years old.
Ala?
Yes.
Nyoma iskumu.
Yes, nimekaa kwa hiyo game sana. na nimefeel I've contributed my 1 cent in the industry. Nimeweza kutoa industry from this point to the other point.
The fact remains, huyu jamaa kuna game alikuwa anajua inacheza. Sasa hapa kukosa kulipana na kukosa na watu ndo.
There were speculations that Refiga was taking a step back from music to concentrate on a political career, which was true, because in 2022, Refiga was running for a member of parliament seat in Kibera. In a statement, Refiga said his aim was to deliver to the people of Kibra, but sadly the people of Kibra ended up voting for another person.
Mbona kile mtu akitaka kupopa fanaenda tu kwa MP wa Kibera? Kwani kuna kwa nini Kibera? Hadi mimi niende huko. What? Wasanii tu wote MP Kibera isipokuwa bahali watakuwa madhari kwa mtaa.
Anyway, away from Refiga, what happened to the artists of Grandpa Records after quitting the record label? Let's start with DNA, Mr. Dreams. After quitting Grandpa Records, DNA resurfaced in 2018 with a diss track called Kapinye, which targeted DJ Pinye. In the song, DNA raps about how DJ Pinye let the industry down as he was arrogant and he sabotaged the careers of many Kenyan artists. When the song was released, it got people talking, some praising the song while others
3K views, really? 5 years ago, really?
Claiming the song was unnecessary because at that time, DJ Pinye was irrelevant and this was just an attempt by DNA to make a musical comeback. Fast forward to 2024, where DNA released a freestyle called Aha. DNA is also a content creator
77.
and he often released a freestyle called Aha. DNA is also a content creator and he often posts content on his YouTube and TikTok accounts. Our next artist is Visita. Now, rapper Visita ended up broke and homeless, and this is according to multiple interviews the artist was doing online. For instance, during this interview with Tuko in 2021, Visita opened up about his homeless situation, not forgetting how broke he was. According to Visita, things were not easy, as he was kicked out of his house after failing to pay rent for 5 months, a move that left his wife and kids out in the streets.
Matime, so kaa tunadai kulala, tulikuwa tunazitoa, tunazipanga hivi, alafu si wote wawili tunalala kwa hii kitu, tunajifinya hapa, tunadoze hadi asubuhi.
Visita blamed Mzazi Willie Mtuva for his troubles, saying he is a pretender, and he also refused to play his music on radio.
What did William Tuva do to you?
Me, I don't like him. I don't like Tuva. Period.
What did he do to you?
He's a pretender. Yeah. And I don't like him. I don't like pretenders. I don't like someone who calls me and tells me, you are the biggest producer in Central Africa. Don't tell me that if you don't mean it. You get? And then brother went ahead, akachukua my laughter. You see that laughter? Yeah. And my performance track. Akaenda akaregister Skiza. So mi napigia Mtuva, the first thing I hear is me.
And you're not aware?
I'm not aware.
Anyway, Visita is back making music, and he has a new song with Kendrezi called 24 Strong. And it is a good song. Let's talk about Kendrezi. Kendrezi, on the other side, has been releasing music regularly. He even released an album called Better Man in 2023, which featured artists like Swat Matire, K4 Kanali, and others. And just like the husband, so soon is also making music, and this year she was in this cypher called the Number One Cypher, which had several new artists like Alma, Babi, and Tulia. Another artist, Majirani, seems to have taken a break from making music, and he ventured into business. As per his Facebook posts, he now works as an agent connecting workers with prospective employers. Kidis still makes music, the latest one being this track called Nakungoja, which was released in 2023. He also performs in major events and parties. Dufla Diligon is also making music, and he has a song called Arufu featuring X-Ray which was also released in 2023. And in 2021, Dufla and KRG also began a show called Ofrada, which was pretty entertaining and a good show. Finally, out of all the stories of the artists who quit Grandpa Records, the story of Dogo Biggie hurt the most. In case you don't remember who this guy was, Dogo Biggie was featured in the song Fimbo ya Pili. He also had other songs like Moyo Wangu and Amani Kenya. In 2022, this video surfaced online of Dogo Biggie looking drunk in the streets of Kisumu, and it is alleged that Biggie was wallowing in poverty. And I hope that Dogo Biggie is currently doing okay. And thank you for watching this video. Let's meet on the next video.
Common Ongori W. Nafaa nianze comment hivyo. What? Oh. Oh, I'm sleepy. Anyway, that is all that I have energy for today. I must go edit these things now. Thanks for watching or not watching. Catch you on the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this shit. Check out my socials. Check out the video. Check out the socials. Check out the video. And don't forget to subscribe. Check out the socials. Thank you for watching. Check out the socials, video.